Good day from Banjo Dunk Production Studio in Toronto, Canada. An audiobook podcast based on my book, My Good Times with Stompin' Tom. I'm your host, Duncan Fremlin from the band Whiskey Jack. Chapter 4, Flag Flop. I learned early on during my first tour in 1990 that Tom didn't particularly welcome ideas on how to improve the show. Tom had his own agenda, and that was all there was to it. If he didn't think it was his idea, he wanted nothing to do with it. After watching a few shows, I naively concluded that some of the show was a bit hokey. At breakfast one morning, I made a suggestion regarding the stage lights that I thought would add some drama to the flag segment. The segment I'm referring to involved an enormous Canadian flag that was designed to slowly unfurl as he walked onto the stage each night. What made it a political statement was the little fleur-de-lis printed in the top corner. Subtle, but the message was clear. When the unfurling mechanism worked well, it was quite dramatic. It represented Tom's belief that Quebec and Canada were the best of friends if only Mulrooney and his pals would leave well enough alone. Mr. Canada, the Right Honourable member from Skinner's Pond, had arrived with his piece of plywood and Bud the Spud, and all was going to be good in Canada. Mostly the unfurling worked flawlessly, but occasionally it would get snagged on something and it would drop down crooked. Or worse, not drop down at all. Sometimes it would be hanging there askew. If you were the kind of person who just had to get up and straighten a crooked painting on a stranger's wall, this would have had you on the edge of your seat, like scraping your nails across a piece of glass. When this happened, you could feel everyone in the theater, audience, crew, the band, everyone except Tom, sitting on the edge of their seat trying to use psychokinesis to correct the crooked flag. The only person who didn't know this was happening was Tom. With his back to the flag, he was busy stomping and singing what was always his first song of the show, Bud the Spud. Some nights, it was like watching an aerialist almost lose his balance on a high wire. No one moved. Eventually, someone from the crew would have to run out on stage and straighten it out. What the audience didn't realize was that the setup, the framing, and the rolling up of the flag consumed much of the afternoon. It took a crew 3 or 4 hours to make this happen. It was more a pain in the ass than anything. I suggested we unfurl it before he walked out on stage, but that fell on deaf ears, and the stage lights remained the same.